SCP-LS Survivor Man Incident Report. Codename Underhive Confrontation. Scene 1. The anomaly SCP-LS, known publicly as Les Stroud, is revealed to be an anomalous entity that creates the illusion of filming a survival show, Survivor Man, to mask its activities. It has been under constant surveillance by the SCP Foundation, occult scholars, and the military, and displays unusual abilities such as super speed, consumption of gasoline, and a bizarre method of reproduction through splitting. SCP-LS is monitored as it records an episode in the Underhive of Terra, a massive hive city on Earth. Unknown to the entity, an Adeptus Astartes space marine, Brother Captain Tharn of the Ultramarines, has been dispatched to investigate the anomaly. Scene 2, The Encounter. Tharn tracks SCP-LS to a desolate part of the Underhive. He observes SCP-LS scavenging for supplies and speaking to the camera. Suddenly, SCP-LS is confronted by a gang of hive gangers, heavily armed and clearly hostile. SCP-LS. In this harsh environment, I have to be prepared for anything. Even the local inhabitants can pose a serious threat. Scene 3. The Alliance Tharn intervenes, eliminating the ganger threat with ruthless efficiency. SCP-LS looks at Tharn in surprise and gratitude. SCP-LS. Thank you, Space Marine. I owe you one. Tharn. I'm here to assess the threat you pose to the Imperium. SCP-LS. I'm just filming a survival show. Come with me, and you'll see. Tharn, deciding to observe SCP-LS up close, reluctantly agrees to join the entity. Scene 4. The Underhive, SCP-LS, and Tharn navigate the Underhive, encountering various hazards. SCP-LS displays its survival skills, utilizing unusual items for sustenance and protection. Tharn, wary. You display strange abilities, stranger. Are you a psyker? SCP-LS. No, just a survivor. Scene 5. The Assault. A horde of mutants attacks them, forcing SCP-LS and Tharn to fight together. SCP-LS displays impressive combat skills and strength, taking down several mutants. Tharn, impressed. You fight well, SCP-LS. Survival requires it. Scene 6. The Betrayal. After the battle, SCP-LS suddenly strikes Tharn from behind, rendering the Space Marine unconscious. SCP-LS consumes Tharn's plasma grenades and power packs, fueling its strange powers. Scene 7. The report hours later, Tharn awakens amidst the carnage. He returns to the Adeptus Astartes headquarters and reports the betrayal to his battle brothers and Chapter Master. Chapter Master. This entity must be apprehended. Tharn. It's powerful, Chapter Master. We must be cautious. Scene 8. The Hunt. The Ultramarines mobilize to hunt SCP-LS, led by Tharn. They find SCP-LS in an abandoned industrial sector, and a fierce battle ensues. SCP-LS displays incredible speed and resilience, fighting the Ultramarines with ferocity. Scene 9. The conclusion. Tharn strikes SCP-LS with his power sword, wounding the entity. The Ultramarines unleash a barrage of bolter fire, further injuring SCP-LS. Tharn delivers the final blow, cleaving through SCP-LS with his sword. Scene 10. Duty fulfilled. The Ultramarines return to their headquarters, SCP-LS's body in tow. They stand ready to face the next challenge. Protectors of the Imperium of Man. Episode #49. Lost in the Macalenian Jungle. Runtime, 45 minutes. Scene 1. Arrival. SCP-LS begins the episode by narrating its arrival in the lush Macalenian Jungle, one of the most treacherous and mysterious wilderness areas on Earth. SCP-LS explains the many dangers that lie in wait, including deadly night stalkers, venomous vipers, and stealthy aquatic serpents. Scene 2. Building shelter. SCP-LS quickly gets to work on building a shelter. Using its superhuman speed and knowledge of survival techniques, SCP-LS constructs a sturdy shelter using large palm leaves and fallen branches. SCP-LS demonstrates how to properly secure the materials and build a waterproof shelter. Scene 3. Finding food. SCP-LS ventures into the jungle in search of food. SCP-LS spots a thornhorn creature and skillfully uses a handmade spear to hunt it down. SCP-LS explains the importance of conserving energy and using efficient hunting techniques. Scene 4. Dealing with predators. As night falls, SCP-LS hears the howling of night stalkers nearby. SCP-LS uses its elemental manipulation ability to create a small, controlled fire, warding off the predators. SCP-LS explains that fire is a crucial survival tool in dangerous environments. Scene 5, sourcing water. The next morning, SCP-LS heads towards a nearby lake to find a water source. SCP-LS demonstrates how to use a makeshift filtration system made from moss and sand to purify water. SCP-LS warns of the aquatic serpents lurking beneath the surface and shows how to safely approach the water's edge. Scene 6. Fueling up, SCP-LS stumbles upon an abandoned vehicle wreck. SCP-LS approaches the wreckage cautiously, explaining the importance of staying vigilant in unpredictable environments. SCP-LS siphons the gasoline from the vehicle's tank and consumes it to recharge its powers. Scene 7. Navigating the jungle. SCP-LS uses its knowledge of the wilderness to navigate through the dense jungle. SCP-LS points out landmarks and natural markers to help determine its position. SCP-LS explains that knowing how to navigate in the wilderness is essential for survival. Scene 8. Final thoughts. As the episode draws to a close, SCP-LS reflects on the challenges of surviving in the Macalenian jungle. SCP-LS emphasizes the importance of respecting nature and using survival skills responsibly. SCP-LS bids farewell to the audience as it continues its journey through the jungle. Note: throughout the episode, SCP-LS exhibits its anomalous abilities, including superhuman speed and elemental manipulation. SCP-LS's predatory behavior is not evident in this episode, and SCP-LS demonstrates a deep respect for the natural world. The footage is thoroughly reviewed by Foundation researchers for any signs of abnormal behavior or potential containment breaches. SCP-LS is debriefed after the episode and prepared for its binary fission reproduction process. Scene 1. Calm waters. SCP-LS, identified as Les Stroud, is on an isolated island, plotting his next meal when he spots a distant boat. The boat's passengers are migrants, fleeing an unnamed danger. They are lost, low on supplies, and in desperate need. SCP-LS to camera. Looks like fate has delivered me an unexpected surprise. We'll make them feel safe for now. Scene 2. The greeting SCP-LS approaches the migrant's boat with a smile, offering shelter and sustenance. Trusting his seemingly kind nature, they follow him to his makeshift camp. SCP-LS, whispering, "A little trust goes a long way. Let's give them a taste of paradise before the final act." Scene 3. Feasts and comfort days pass, and the migrants grow more comfortable on the island. SCP-LS ensures they're well fed, and their energy levels soar. Little do they know their savior has ulterior motives. SCP-LS, during a confessional segment, "It's all about patience. Give them comfort, give them hope, then when they least expect it." Scene 4. The trap. One night, while the migrants sleep soundly, SCP-LS begins his true work. Using his super speed, he isolates and subdues his victims one by one, ensuring minimal resistance. SCP-LS, voiceover as the scene plays out in shadows. "Survival isn't always pretty. Sometimes you have to become the monster." Scene 5. Dark banquet. With his prey secured, SCP-LS prepares a feast. To him, this is all a part of the cycle of survival, where the predator and the prey switch roles in the blink of an eye. SCP-LS, sitting by a large fire. "It's important to remember that in nature, every creature plays its part. I just happen to be on top of the food chain today." Scene 6. A new beginning. Days turn to weeks, and the traces of the migrants vanish from the island. SCP-LS, having sated his hunger, looks out to the horizon for his next adventure, leaving behind only the remnants of his dark feast. SCP-LS, final words gazing at the setting sun. "Survival can be brutal, unforgiving, but as long as I breathe, the game continues." SCP-LS, Survivorman Incident Report. Codename Gas Station Drain. Scene 1. The gas station. SCP-LS finds himself on the outskirts of a small town, with the nearest civilization miles away. He spots a seemingly abandoned gas station and makes his way towards it. SCP-LS to camera. Finding resources is key to survival. Even in this desolate landscape, you can still come across vital supplies. Scene 2. Assessing the situation. SCP-LS examines the station, finding an old fuel pump that's still intact. He inspects it and discovers a small amount of gasoline left in the tank. SCP-LS voiceover. In the wilderness, every drop counts. This fuel could be the difference between life and death. Scene 3. The drain. With no containers available, SCP-LS decides to consume the gasoline directly. He siphons the remaining fuel into his mouth, feeling a surge of power coursing through his veins. SCP-LS to camera. It may not taste great, but gasoline is a potent energy source that can keep you going for days. Scene 4. Super speed. As a side effect of ingesting the gasoline, SCP-LS suddenly finds himself moving at superhuman speed. He zips around the area, quickly gathering supplies and finding sources of food and water. SCP-LS during a confessional segment. You never know what advantages a situation might provide. Adaptation is the key to survival. Scene 5. Unexpected consequences. SCP-LS's incredible speed allows him to cover vast distances in no time, but he soon realizes that he's drained the gas station entirely and his powers start to wane. SCP-LS voiceover. Overusing resources can have consequences. It's essential to balance your needs with the resources available. Scene 6. Adapt and survive. As his powers fade, SCP-LS falls back on his survival skills to make the best of his remaining resources. He reflects on the experience as he slowly walks towards the horizon. SCP-LS, final words, walking away from the empty gas station. Survival is about making the most of what you have and understanding that sometimes the price of survival is high. SCP-LS, Survivorman Incident Report. Codename, Deceptive Lecture. Scene 1, the lecture hall. SCP-LS, known as Les Stroud, finds himself in a modern-day university campus. He's attending a lecture on social justice, intersectionality, and political correctness. SCP-LS has ulterior motives. SCP-LS to camera. Today I'm in a different kind of wilderness, a university campus. Survival here requires a different approach. Scene 2, playing along. SCP-LS nods along, feigning interest as the lecturer discusses complex terms and theories. Little do the attendees know, SCP-LS has nefarious plans. SCP-LS, whispering to the camera, understanding the prey is essential. Let's see how far this goes. Scene 3, setting the trap. As the lecture progresses, SCP-LS discreetly locks the doors and windows, ensuring no one can escape. The attendees are unaware of their impending doom. SCP-LS voiceover. Preparation is key in survival. You must always have the upper hand. Scene 4, the reveal. With the attendees trapped, SCP-LS reveals his true intentions. The atmosphere in the room changes instantly as panic sets in. SCP-LS to the terrified audience. In the world of survival, there's always a predator and prey. Today, you're the latter. Scene 5, Dark Feast. SCP-LS proceeds to incapacitate and consume his victims, using the lecture hall's kitchenette for his grim preparations. SCP-LS during a confessional segment. It's a harsh world out there. Adaptation is the key to survival, even if it means crossing some lines. Scene 6, the aftermath. With his hunger sated, SCP-LS unlocks the doors and windows, leaves the scene, and disappears into the urban jungle. His actions remain undiscovered as the world continues, oblivious to the dark deeds that have transpired. SCP-LS, final words blending into the crowd. Survival is about choices. Sometimes the choices are difficult, but that's the price of living another day.